Alright, I'm gonna do a thing. Live from the Golem Hill, it is I, the HM of Brandon. That is it. There is no one else here, clearly. No one is saying anything, so therefore I am the only one in this area. Clearly.
I am home. Where are you?
I just said I was at the Golem Hill.
Ah,
So
you've been cutting in and out
if I
slightly.
do
It's
sound
like,
quiet on stream, I should mention this now. I'm experimenting with settings to try to avoid the weird breathing that you guys hear. I don't know why OBS is apparently more sensitive with my mic than freaking Discord, but that's just how it is. I can probably adjust that at
that
some
is
point.
weird.
I'm just working with what I got here.
Indeed.
Hi, friend.
True, we could save a turtle egg. Either way. Something along those lines. Either something for both a frog and that represents both a frog and a turtle, or actually, if we do that, I'd say instead of a tadpole in a bucket, I'd say probably a frog light
I was
for frogs.
that's
I'd say
unfortunately what
either
I'm
a
going to
frog
do.
light and either a turtle egg or turtle scoot. Actually, I'd say for frog, it's either tadpole in a bucket or frog light. For turtle, it's either turtle scoot or turtle egg. And we'll either do one of those or both of
We
a
could just
frog
do a
item and a
lily
turtle
pad.
item for that. Lily pad also works. Either way, we'll either do a frog item and a turtle item, or one either a frog or a turtle item. For that is my thought process. Beacon perimeter, I'd be fine with either a beacon or a nether star for that one,
We could
and
just throw a
only
skull.
one.
We could probably just put a skull on the wall.
I'd also accept that honestly to symbolize the wither.
But I still need.
Resummon Ender Dragon, that's gonna be an end crystal, plain and simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. So far, outs we're the list we have thus far is everything we've used to trade for emeralds, the boss drop items, and then the items on the list that aren't giant villager head made of emeralds and museum of memories, because those are the museum itself acts as the memory for that. So yeah,
Yeah, we need to. Yeah, wait.
I'm not entirely sure where we want to go beyond that. Maybe one of each ore that can be used for that we used for armor. It's like iron, diamond, netherite. I'd say if we're putting ores, we're probably going to include emerald in that, though I don't know for certain. Actually, no, we'll probably put an emerald or emerald block with the other stuff, the villager trade items and such. So, yeah. And either way, we'll figure this out in time. Have you started going to the water temple yet?
I'm here.
Yeah, I'm on my way. I got sidetracked talking about stuff. Ugh. Yeah, once we have a full list, that's when we'll start planning out the museum, which we probably should. I'm trying to remember which of these paths go to the water temple. Do I have a compass that points me there?
Now.
I wouldn't be surprised if I didn't. And portal, home. Oh, great.
When you go when you go down to the second room of the Nether Hub, I guess we'll call it, the the door on the left wall should be the path here. If I explained this right.
Okay, hang on. I'm looking. Okay, so I've just exited. So I'm standing at the door that I'm facing away as if I just exited it. The left wall, you said?
Yes.
So not the door directly
Actually, you know
left
what? This is
of the
easier.
door I exited, or but the
This should be.
door to
Actually, this
the
should be
left of
easier. There's
that.
only one. The only wall that has one door, because the only other walls we have.
Technically, there's two, but I'm pretty sure you're talking about this one specifically.
I am talking about something.
Fair enough. Yeah. Either way, so I'm trying to think. I think
I'm being
actually,
shot at.
while we're clearing the water temple, we could finalize a list of items.
We'd have to. I'm not gonna
I'm
remember
gonna
them.
pull up. I'm gonna pull up a notepad for the record. Well, of all the items, boss drops. Items used to obtain emeralds. In parentheses, in mass quantity. I spelled quantity. Eh. For some reason, I thought it was a C at the moment. But no, it's a Q. Okay, and then items to represent each final list item minus stuff
Minus stuff.
related to building museum.
I thought you were about to say New Zealand.
No, nothing wrong with New Zealand. But we're not
Remember?
adding anything based on New Zealand. We have
Yeah,
no
they
reason to.
they didn't help us buy things.
They didn't pay for this server, but it's a free server. They didn't build anything on this server. We did. They didn't trade villagers for emeralds. We did.
One does not simply begin the emeralds.
Exactly. So
I
it's like,
also
yeah, no. We're not putting anything country based.
yeah.
Ooh, is another thing I thought of. One item, I'll write it down once I'm through this nether portal that I've landed at. But one item to represent each of us.
All right, so.
Let me write that down real quick.
That is a good question, though. What would
One item to that represents each player who's hop on the server. I don't know if M hopped on the server, but I know at the very least
probably
me,
at
you,
one
Gem.
point.
And this, at the very least, me, you, Gem. Worst case scenario, I don't mind putting an item for M as well. So. But yeah, so far we got boss drops, which I'll probably put specific items whenever sometime later. This is more just to get a general idea of what items.
General idea.
That's yeah.
Reporting for duty.
Either way, so far we got boss drops, items we've used to obtain emeralds in mass quantity, so like melons and pumpkins, etc. Items to represent each final list item, minus the stuff related to building the museum. One item that represents
by the way.
each player who's hopped on the server.
I'm bringing a lot of blocks with you, by the way, because I used a lot for this area I'm clearing out.
I do not have a lot of blocks. Are you outside?
I'm inside the temple.
You're in.
Where
are you
I'm
at?
inside the dome.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. I said outside is in outside the temple, but inside the dome.
Yes. You know, the funny thing is, my area is like perfectly safe right now. There are no guardians, no mobs that can spawn. It's perfectly
Good for
safe
you.
here. That's actually my one regret, is how annoying it is to get a trident in this.
True. Hi, Brandon.
Hello.
Also, I don't believe I have that many blocks. Let me check. I actually, ooh, this is a idea I just thought of that I don't know how I didn't think of earlier.
Yeah, thinking's overrated.
Never mind. It only works if the kelp is dried. Never mind. I was gonna make kelp blocks, but it's like, no, it's only dried
Blub,
kelp
blub, blub,
blocks.
blub. And let's see if this works.
How many blocks do I have of varying shapes and sizes?
Well, this kind of worked.
I got 33 stone, and I think that's it. Never mind, I have a bunch of other stuff. Nice.
Minute I used water bending, I've parted the sea.
I actually found a bending server that's technically vanilla because it relies on plugins. Recently. Not saying that you have to play it, or I'm not suggesting you join it. And it's up to you whether you join it or not.
I am so glad I found all those sponges.
Me too.
Because genuinely speaking, I would have had to I would have had to gone and, you know, cooked the sponges like twice now already.
Okay, where do I want to start?
Space Vegas.
Actually, I have a general idea of where I want to start.
General idea, reporting for duty. I'm gonna keep making
Okay,
that
me
joke
me
forever.
is an idiot that forgot to drink his potions.
I didn't drink my potions until I was in the water. This is almost like a jail cell considering how the stone in this area.
True.
And I can't exactly tear down these walls just yet. Because, can't really tear. If I tear it down, the water will go back in and we'll be back at zero.
Yeah, not until we've completely emptied a layer of water will we ever tear down the walls at that height level.
I'm getting rid of the floor at least because it serves no purpose. And that technically clears another layer.
Technically, yeah, you could clear the floor of a layer. What the? Did a guardian hit me? I think it did.
I mean, I heard a guardian.
Because I definitely didn't drown. Oh, there's a guardian right next to me.
What's drowning?
Something that we don't do when we have water breathing.
I thought night vision might be. Night vision wasn't really needed where I'm at now, and we might not actually need night vision since, we have we have natural light basically.
We do
Slash
have natural light.
slash the lanterns I did place in certain areas.
We won't.
And we will not forget that the friggin' second into the three-part finale was leaked for Owl House. Seriously, why do people do this?
Because they don't care whether other people get spoiled or not.
Oh, I'm gonna be dodging spoilers forever. One does not simply stop the spoilers. You must destroy them, for they will come back in greater numbers. Okay, put a block. I think this is about a tenth of the temple. Oh, hi, friend.
Very possibly. Hello, howdy ho, neighbor.
So far the only world we're technically neighbors in is, Pixelmon.
Technically, yes.
I'm not counting Revive Survive because those aren't technically our homes. We kind of, claimed them. Eventually, we actually should build homes in that world, though. Um, if the random placing of sponges wasn't effective, I would be kind of, I'd be kind of dumbfounded by my efforts. But random placing seems to actually work quite well.
Yeah, I'd say in the first bit where it's like it can eat, where you're dealing with an infinite source, it's like, yeah, random placing is your best chance of getting a guaranteed. You're going to fill up in the area with air. You're not gonna have the water refilling itself. So it's like, yeah.
Okay, I'm currently missing a sponge, so it's somewhere in this water
I'm not
probably.
missing any, and I have the exact amount I started with, so I definitely didn't pick it up.
I don't think so. I'm just missing. It's just one that I just probably can't see very well.
And when in doubt, F3B shows hitboxes of items.
I also don't have my night vision potion equipped at the moment, so I should probably top myself off here. I made these things for a reason.
As long as I replace the block I broke.
Yeah,
Not really that big a deal.
yeah, because we don't have any good entrances yet set up, which we probably should set up.
Especially because there's an air pocket directly above our nether portal area. I might set up a little spot where some water flows in for like a moment.
As long as it doesn't break the portal.
I think my water breathing and night vision are running out right now.
My water breathing.
Yep, night vision just left. Water breathing left, and I think they were my last two as well.
Dang, you wasted
Nope,
those.
I have two left.
Let's
One of
say-
each, actually, technically, so... Well,
say
let's
you
not use it yet. I'm in the nether. Let's also empty my inventory a bit of any guardian drops.
Well, that zombie pig just was very rude to you.
Yeah, it's fine. He doesn't know me, and I don't care for him.
You're doing yours in a safer way compared to me. We just went straight
I don't
up.
think it's more done at a time.
Eh.
In all honesty, to not lose it this time, but it's like... Yeah, that was too close for comfort.
Too comfort for close.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm at a point where precise sponge placement is a good idea. Um, Well, this is gonna be weird.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so I actually do have an extra water breathing potion. So
I haven't had to use mine yet. I'm waiting until I actually am about to go in the water.
the water.
So probably very soon. Given the fact that I'm now tearing down this wall to expand the air pocket.
Okay, well this is gonna be an annoying part because this is where this whole section's kind of just skinny. Boop, bop, beep, bop, a doop, it up, hip hop anonymous.
Boop it up.
Oh,
Boop. Bop doo.
right. Um,
What?
so this part of the temple I'm at, which is at the bottom, isn't technically enclosed all the way.
What?
Because this bottom part is just open to the sea.
Oh.
And there's a lot of this part.
Yeah,
so
that's another thing we need to do. That means we're gonna have to.
our
I'll say
options
this:
are
any emeralds we've saved for the building, we're still gonna keep those in there. We're not gonna spend any of those, especially with how easy we have the ability to get
so
more.
what I'm going to do is I'm doing a go through. Oh. Okay, yeah, no, we're not doing. Okay, no, we're not gonna make a huge bottom part. We're doing this a smart way, cause we are not building a freaking glass all the way down to whatever this Y level is, because there's also a giant cave here. We're just gonna make a. We need to make. what do we want to make like the main base floor out of? Because that's what we'll do instead. That'll be overall easier.
I'd say something easy to get, like either A netherrack, B cobblestone, or C cobble deep slate.
Okay, let's make it look
I'd
nice.
cobblestone we have a cobblestone generator set up, so
Okay.
it's not too
For
big of a
niceness
deal if we
sake,
go for
I'd say
that.
cobble deep slate, because at least that looks good.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah.
So that does mean we're gonna have to like break part of this to make like a baseline of it, but
I'm okay with that.
I can live with this. I'll just make the border now, but then I'm gonna have to
Okay, I'm about to enter the water zone, so let's use up the last potions I have.
water zone.